welcome back to another wonderful week of learning, boys and girls. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're ready to learn some new things. So put on your thinking caps and let's get to it. Remember, this year we are growing together. Let's go. All right, boys and girls, you know how we begin our classes. We need to review the months of the year. We are in a brand new month as we get back to school. So let's review our months of the year and learn what month we are in now. Here we go. Repeat after me. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Excellent job. As I mentioned before, we are in a brand new month now that we are back to school. We are in the month of September. Can you say that month? September. Wonderful job. So I say, what month is it? And you say, it is September. Beautiful. Let's try one more time. What month is it? Awesome. Very good. Let's move on. The letter of the day is U. The letter U is one of those special letters, boys and girls. It is called a vowel. And we know that vowels have two sounds. So, the short sound for the letter U is uh. And the second long sound for the letter U is U. Let's take a look at some examples of words that use those sounds. Here we go. Umbrella. Can you say umbrella? Umbrella begins with the short U sound. Listen. Umbrella. We use umbrellas to keep us dry when it is raining outside. What color is your umbrella? Up. Can you say up? Up is another word that begins with the short U sound. Listen. Up. Boys and girls, lots of things happen going up. We can point up. We can walk up the stairs. Can you think of something else that goes up? Uniform. Can you say uniform? Uniform is a word that begins with the long U sound. Listen. Uniform. A uniform is a special outfit that we wear in certain places. Sometimes when you go to school, you cannot wear your regular clothes. You have to wear a uniform. That means everybody wears the same thing. If you are a firefighter, a nurse, or a chef, then your uniform might look like those in the pictures you see here. Ukulele. Can you say ukulele? Very good. We learned about the ukulele in our last class. Ukulele is a word that begins with the long U sound. Listen. Ukulele. Remember, a ukulele is a small guitar. It has its own sound and is often used in the music from Hawaii. Now here you see the capital U, or the big U, and the small u, or the lowercase u. Boys and girls, they look just alike. This will make it a lot easier when you are practicing your writing. Make sure you take time to practice writing the capital and the lowercase u. Well, now you know what the letter U looks like. You know what the letter U sounds like, both sounds, and we've seen examples of words that use both of the sounds we learned. Boys and girls, make sure you take some time to practice the letter U sounds this week. I know you'll figure it out. I know you'll do a great job using the short U sound, uh, and the long U sound, you. Keep up the great work, boys and girls. Let's move on. Boys and girls, today's lesson is very interesting. Now, we are used to walking all over the ground. We go to the bus stop on the ground, we drive on top of the ground, and we play on top of the ground. But in today's lesson, we are going to figure out what is happening under the ground. Boys and girls, come with me as we go deep underground. Let's go. Worms live underground. They are very busy inside the earth. They make holes and add air to the soil we need and use. When we want to have a garden at home, or even if we are a big farmer, worms can definitely be our friend. Ants live underground too. They live together in something called a colony. These tunnels run long distances and they travel in and out, above ground and underground, bringing food back to the colony to eat. Pipes are underground too. There are pipes coming out of almost every building you see, boys and girls. You see the building above ground, but you do not see the pipes underground. Even your house has pipes that are running underground. They help to bring the water in and out. They help so you can wash clothes or flush the toilet. Pipes are very important when we are building buildings for work, for play, for learning like schools, and for your home. People go underground to take the subway. Above ground, we may use something called a bus or a taxi, but underground, we use the subway. It's a quick way to go from one place to another. But not every city has a subway. Does your city have a subway? Have you ever been on a subway?
Fossils are also underground. Fossils are old bones of things or people that might have lived a long time ago. And we can learn so much by finding these fossils. Sometimes we find animals or insects of things we never knew existed. What do you think this is a fossil of? How about this? Does this seem familiar to you? Do you know what fossil this is? There are people called paleontologists who have jobs to find fossils and dig them up very safely and carefully. They have to use light brushes and picks to take away all of the dirt and rock from around the fossil. Last chance, boys and girls. Do you know what this is a fossil of?
Well, that was fun. We usually don't get to take a trip underground and see what's happening down there. What else do you think is going on underground? I know you'll come up with some great ideas. Boys and girls, thanks so much for listening and learning about all the things that happen underneath the ground. Keep your eyes open. You never know when you'll get the chance to see underground. Matter of fact, go get a shovel, dig it up just a little bit, and see what you find underground. Great job, boys and girls. Let's move on. Today, we are learning about sharing. Boys and girls, do you know what it means to share with someone? Well, I'm glad you're still with me today. Let's take a look at what it means to share. Sharing is such an important lesson for all of us to learn. It is important that we understand how someone else might feel. It is important for us to know that we don't always have to have all of something to ourselves. It is a good thing and a kind thing when we share or take some of what we have and give it to someone else. Let's look at some examples of what it means to share.
Sharing our snacks or candy. This is one way that we can share with others. If we have more than enough for ourselves, it is very kind of us to give some to someone else who doesn't have any. Have you ever shared your snacks or candy before? We can also share our books. If you have a favorite book that you love, when you are done with it, you can share it with someone else in your family or maybe even a cousin. You could also share your toys with a friend or family member. Here we see this little boy sharing his toys. He is giving the elephant to the little girl. If you have more than enough toys to play with, it is a kind thing to do to share some of your extra toys with someone who doesn't have any.
Well, there you have it, boys and girls. I hope you have learned the very important lesson today. Today, I want you to walk away knowing that it is important for us to share part of what we have with others. We do not have to worry about not having enough for ourselves because we know that God will take care of all of our needs. So, boys and girls, the next time you have a chance, make sure you are a friendly giver and share with someone else. I know you'll do a great job, boys and girls. Let's move on. The shape of the month is circle. What is a circle? Well, a circle is a very special shape, boys and girls, because there is no beginning or end, and it does not have any sides. It just goes around and around and around and around and around. That's what makes it so special. Now, let's take a look at how we spell circle. Here we go. C-I-R-C-L-E. Circle. Great job. Okay, scholars, now that you know what a circle is and you know how to spell circle, let's take a look at some examples of things that are shaped like a circle. I think you might already know one before we even get started. Here we go. Tape. Boys and girls, have you ever seen tape at school or at home? We use it to hold things together. Well, tape comes in a circle. We call it a roll of tape. We know tape can come in many colors, but it definitely comes in one shape, circle. Clocks. That's right, boys and girls, clocks. Most times, the face of a clock is a circle shape. Now, we know they can come in many different other shapes, but usually we will see our clocks in the shape of a circle. Do you have a circle clock at home? Wheels. Yes, wheels. We can find wheels on lots of things. Bikes, motorcycles, dumpster trucks. The wheels are all in the shape of a circle. Where else can you find a wheel that's a circle? This pie is in the shape of a circle. Most pies and some cakes are also in the shape of circles. During the holidays, we usually see a lot of baking, lots of cookies, cakes, and pies. Keep your eyes open. Hula hoops are also in the shape of a circle. That's the only way the hula hoop is going to be able to go around and around your body. Boys and girls, do you have a hula hoop? Do you love playing with the hula hoop? I know I do. Now you know what the circle looks like. You know how to spell the word circle, and you know where to find some circles. Boys and girls, your mission is to keep your eyes open around your house and in your neighborhood and see if you can add even more examples of circles to your list. I know you can do it, boys and girls. Let's move on. The color of the month is blue. Boys and girls, we love learning about colors here in our school. Today's color is blue. Before we get into any examples, let's take a look at how we spell the color blue. Ready? B-L-U-E. Blue. There are so many different colors of blue. There's dark blue all the way to the lightest of lightest blue. Boys and girls, let's take a look at some examples of things that are blue.
These are robin's eggs. A robin is a type of bird, and this bird always lays blue eggs. Aren't they pretty? When you are outside, you need to look up at the sky. The sky is blue. Now, sometimes the sky can look dark if there is a storm coming, but on a beautiful sunny day, take your eyes up, 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 and take a look at the blue sky above. This is the blue poison dart frog. It is said to be the bluest animal in the world. He may look cute, boys and girls, but don't you touch him. He can be dangerous and make you very, very sick. This bird is called a blue jay. And yes, they are blue. Boys and girls, this bird loves to sing its song very loudly. Keep your eyes open as birds are flying past you in your backyard or sitting in the trees. Is it blue? You might just be looking at a blue jay. Eyes can be blue too. Many of us have different color eyes. Some have brown, some have green, some even have blue. Boys and girls, what color are your eyes? Do you know anybody that has blue eyes?
Well, now you know what the color blue looks like. You know how to spell the color blue. And you've now seen examples of the color blue. And I know you can find even more examples even right there in your home. Boys and girls, keep your eyes open all month long so you can add more examples of the color blue to your list. You're going to do an amazing job. I just know it. Let's move on. The number of the day is 2. Before we look at any examples of the number 2, let's take a look at how we spell the word 2. Here we go. 2. T-W-O. Can you say that? Excellent job. Let's take a look at how we count to 2. The number 2 is another one of our early easy numbers. We can use one hand to figure it out. 2, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Boys and girls, let's practice counting to 2. Here we go.
Boys and girls, how many ducks do you see in this picture? Make sure you use your counting finger and count out loud. How many phones do you see in this picture? Say the numbers out loud. How many flowers do you see in this picture? How many balloons do you see floating up, up, up into the blue sky?
All right, boys and girls, it's your turn. I'm going to give you 1 minute to see if you can find 2 things in your home and bring them back to class. Spend some time counting and talking about your objects with mom or dad or whoever is with you during your lesson. Are you ready? Go! Well, there you have it, boys and girls. You now know what the number 2 looks like. You know how to spell the number 2, and you know how to count 2 objects. Excellent job, boys and girls. I want you to keep up the great work. Make sure you practice writing that number 2. Let's move on. Boys and girls, you did a wonderful job today. I am so proud of you. We have learned about things that were underground. We have learned about how kind it is to share with others. And you've even learned some new letters and a new number. Boys and girls, make sure you are practicing the skills you learned today each and every day. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you right back here next week for another wonderful adventure. See you next time. Bye-bye.